Today I'm going to show you the books that we're going to be using for year 2 of our home education journey. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Neva Scott. I'm a mother to 3 children and we have been homeschooling them from the beginning. And thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy to have you here. I'm really grateful that you're here, especially because I'm quite sporadic in my uploading. Honestly, I don't have much time. Today, it just so lines up that my mother's here and she took my daughters out for the day. My baby's napping, so I have a little bit of time to sit down and just chat with you. And I just feel really grateful that you're here, that you're curious about what I'm doing and about our homeschooling journey, and I hope you're doing well, honestly. And so today I have a big book haul for you. And most of these books are from the Ambleside Online schedule, but we will be following Charlotte Mason Cottage schedule very closely. So I will be attempting to combine the two. I can let you know how that will work out, but so far I've really loved every single pick from Ambleside Online. We've had a really great year with our Ambleside Online picks for this past year, so I just couldn't resist, honestly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm just going to show you the books that I got in the mail. And just so you know, I don't have the books ordered by subject or anything like that. I just have a pile of books that I will be showing you, and these are going to be the books that we're going to be using for our second year. All right, let's start with habit training. We have the 3 books from Laying Down the Rails. I have had this for a while, but honestly, they're pretty new. They've been sitting on the shelf for some time. And here I've bookmarked the first habit. We're starting with obedience. This is a really good habit training course. I've heard so many good things about it from many people on YouTube. But, you know, they break down the habits by type of habits. So they have decency, propriety habits, mental habits, moral habits, physical, and religious habits. And they recommend alternating between categories. They have lots of quotes from Charlotte Mason from her volumes, a place for notes, and it's been very helpful. And so this is how we're going to be learning good habits together. The next book we're going to be using is called Spirit of Canada. It's Canada's story in legends, fiction, poems, and songs. This is something scheduled in Ambleside Online. So this past year we've been using it here and there, but I'm actually going to be using the Ambleside Online history schedule, including the Canadian history schedule. So it's going to be more scheduled from now on. The other book that came in very recently is Dolaire's Book of Greek Myths. We've already read through some because my daughters just couldn't resist. It's beautifully illustrated. All their work is just so wonderful, and we really like Dolaire. So far, we've really enjoyed this. So we might read through parts of it in the summer. We'll see. The other book that's on the Ambleside Online schedule is Understood Betsy. I don't really know anything about it, but I really like everything that Ambleside Online has recommended, so we're going to make time for it and add it to our schedule. Then for natural philosophy, we have the Burgess Animal Book for Children. We've read through the Bird Book for Children by Burgess, and my children really enjoyed the stories. I know some children don't like talking animal stories, but my children really do. They've loved Beatrix Potter. They really like just so stories. They loved the Burgess Bird Book, so they're going to like this one, I'm sure. And then this is part of our Bible curriculum, Joan of Arc. So we love Joan of Arc. So we're looking forward to reading her story. This is for our folk songs. I've thrifted this. It's called Canadian Folk Songs for the Young, and it has a number of Canadian folk songs in French and in English. So we will be using this as part of our co-op, and it's really exciting because our co-op is making time for a Charlotte Mason afternoon. And so learning folk songs, we're going to be learning a hymn together, doing solfege, doing Swedish drill, doing a nature study. So it's going to be really lovely. When it comes to poetry, I figured I'm not going to go ahead and reinvent the wheel and add more stress to myself. So I went ahead with Ambleside Online selection. Ambleside Online, I don't know if you know this, but they have a poetry anthology, and so this is the volume for for that, and so we will be using this, and it includes all the poems in here. We have Little Duke. Then this is something that I will be making time for in our schedule. I purchased the Green Fairy book. We really like the Blue Fairy book, so the Green Fairy book it is for us next. So I know that Ambleside Online doesn't schedule fairy tales or Aesop's Fables again, but I find it very important to have in our schedule. And so that's where the Charlotte Mason Cottage Curriculum really comes in. And I've talked about this before, but how she designed the schedule of the Charlotte Mason Cottage Curriculum is that she has a literary ladder of rungs that you go through and you pick from each day of the week so that your child reads a variety of literature. And I really want to keep reading fairy tales with my children. I like the family style learning, and so this fits really nicely with my kindergartner. She's going to be sitting through some of these with us, and so yes, so we're going to be reading the Green Fairy book as part of our literature next year. I'll be referencing elementary geography again this year, so I have that in my bin for year 2. Parables from Nature, which we're going to continue. And I have our hymnal. I have Tree in the Trail. I don't think I've purchased Seabird yet, but that's on the schedule, so I'll be adding that. It's so funny though, because my daughter really didn't like, she didn't like Paddle to the Sea until the very end. I thought she would warm up at the very end of it because I did. I loved it. It was so sweet. But she said she really likes the illustrations. So when this book came in, she said, "Oh, it's such a beautiful book, but I know it's another one of his boring stories." So we'll see. Maybe she'll prefer this one. I share this because I think there's a preconception, or at least in my mind there might be, that children who have a classical education like every single piece of literature that's presented before them, and that is not true. Okay, then for math, I decided to just go with Mammoth. Again, it's worked really well for us. We finished early and she's been able to do independent work, so we're going to stick with it. And that's my motto, you know, stick with things until they stop working out for you. So it's been working out well. I don't know why I was trying to complicate things by finding a new curriculum. Just sticking with it. Okay, this is our, and I'm so excited about this, picture study portfolios. So I've selected Monet, Da Vinci, and Giotto. Giotto, I think. It's not Giotto. Giotto, I think. And this is from Simply Charlotte Mason. And it's very beautiful. It's beautiful pictures. I wanted a portfolio that allows me to have these pictures printed out in a way that I can display them around our house. I didn't want to bind it one. So this is gorgeous. So I'm really, really excited about this. And then it also has a little booklet that tells the story of the artist and then goes over the actual works. So while I'm on the topic of Simply Charlotte Mason, I'm going to show you our music study. So this is our composer study. So this is Chopin, we have Beethoven and Handel, and that's our 3 terms. And again, here it has, I love this because I have a CD player that I've thrifted recently, not recently, like a year ago, but I've been collecting CDs again. And so I really like having CDs as opposed to going on Spotify and playing the music. And then again, a little booklet with information about Chopin and about his pieces. So back to history. See what I said? I didn't really organize this well, but we have An Island Story, which we're continuing. Here I have a really beautiful version of Pilgrim's Progress. I'm really excited to read that because we've read a fictional story about John Bunyan, and he's very dear to us now. Then back to history, we have a pioneer story, and it's about the daily life of a Canadian family. So again, we're going to be following the Ambleside Online history schedule. So this is scheduled in it for the Canadian portion. We have our Aesop's Fables. We've had this for so long. We've thrifted it so long ago. But I decided I'm going to purchase a new copy, the one that's recommended by Ambleside Online, because I figured I'm going to gift it to my kindergartner. I think she would really enjoy that, and that way she gets to keep it as a keepsake. She's loved the fables. I remember when she was 2 years old, she said that her favorite stories are Aesop's Fables. And so, yeah, I'm going to gift her a copy of this, but a more beautiful version. Then I have this. I don't know if we're going to be referencing or not for our nature study, but it's the Christian Liberty Nature Reader. Like I said, we're going to be doing our nature study with the co-op. We're going to meet up on 2 days a week. So 1 week is going to be a walk on one of the trails, and the other day is going to be an object study where we sit down, we learn about a specific thing, and we nature journal together. So I actually don't have to schedule this at home, which is so wonderful. And then we also have Shakespeare, Tales from Shakespeare, which we're going to be continuing in our second year. And that's the books I have so far. I don't have French included because I'm still deciding what I'm going to do for French. I don't know if I'm going to go with the Cherrydale Press or if I'm going to find something different. We'll see. But yes, I'm still trying to figure out a couple more things. But these are the books we have so far. I'm just going to lay them out for you so you can see. And those are our books for year 2. It's quite a lot, actually. And so I'm going to lay all these books like that, but these are our year 2 books. And this, I think there's a couple more books that I've been meaning to purchase as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you, everyone.